Hey everyone, this is Rivenblade, and today I am looking at All Elite Wrestling Elite General Manager. So this is the beta of the game that came out around June 2021. The full game is expected to be out by the end of the year, according to AEW Games. And this does feel like a game that's probably about, 60% to 70% of the way there. And the art is really nice, even though not all of it is complete. There are some crashing issues that occasionally happen in this beta. I've put about, I would say around 6 hours into this game at this point. And, oh, there you go. I tried switching to inventory and it didn't go over. There you go. There it is. And there are some issues right now, which are to be expected. But right now, the main thing that, I think the developers want to know from people who are testing this beta out is how does it play? What could be added to it? And from that perspective, I gotta say, it's pretty fun. It's kind of like a fast food sim game. Now, full disclosure, I'm not really big into sim games. I've never really played a general manager sim game like this before. So someone who has, is walking into this blind, this is pretty unique. It's pretty interesting. It's unlike any game I've ever really played. So let's check out the screen here. So there we go, that inventory issue again. So yeah, you got some gimmicks you can put into your matches. You've got some emotes that you can use. There's a casual match, which is basically an online match that you play against somebody. Right now, I'm not really sure if it's actually against someone who's also playing the beta or if it's just randomized, maybe, NPC or something who's playing against you. I'm not sure. And as you can see, you have some daily login bonuses. So I've got some of those already. In the top left, you got some bucks, like Young Bucks, and some AEW tickets that you can use to buy stuff here. Some daily specials, some different packs. And the packs are basically, just a whole bunch of gimmicks. In the bottom right there, I think you can see Sheeta's kendo stick, which is pretty neat. So let's look at the game modes. So right now in this beta, we have the career mode, which basically acts as a tutorial. As you can see, I've completed 10 out of 10 there. See, let me go in there. So they teach you about setting up a match, the men's and the women's division, how rosters and money works, how the wrestler stats work. And the wrestler stats, you got like popularity, morale. The morale goes down if you don't book wrestlers in matches. You got different gimmicks you can use, injuries, segments you can book. You don't actually see the segments play out, but you kind of just add them to a particular match and they play out like a contract signing or what was the other thing? Like getting jumped backstage or something like that. So let's go back here. So that's the career mode. And I don't know if they'll be expanding on that in the future. I hope they do and that it's more than just a tutorial. Then you got a challenge mode where you have like 60 different specific things that you have to do in the span of like 4 weeks of booking matches. And then finally the endless or unlimited weeks mode where you just kind of book week after week after week and watch your money climb and your popularity or viewers climb, and as well as your morale climb or decrease depending on how you're booking and which wrestlers you're using. So let's take a look at how these things work here. I'm going to go into the endless unlimited weeks mode so that you guys can see that. And I've purchased, here's my roster. So yeah, right now I've got Adam Page holding a championship belt. I've got Nyla Rose holding a championship belt, Kenny Omega holding a championship belt. When the game starts, the current AEW champions are by default the champions. So right now, you know what? I'm just going to use my roster. So at the bottom left, before you start in the challenge mode, the endless mode, or any mode really, you first select the roster that you're going to use, or you look at the roster that you have built up to this point, and you sign them based on dollar values. So if I go back over here, let's see, I have a lot of money, like $860,000 in the top left. So yeah, I want to purchase a Brian Cage. All right, I'm going to sign him because he looks fantastic. I'm going to purchase Christian Cage. Now, as you can see, they haven't really done his artwork yet. Oh, and Chuck Taylor. Love this. Look at that. He looks fantastic. So here, let's look at some of the other artwork before we go to the matches. Got Cody, Colt, Colton Gunn, Danny Limelight, Diamante, or what will be Diamante, Dustin Rhodes, and Eddie Kingston. You know what? I'm going to buy Eddie because he's only $15,000. This is just a ripoff for what I'm saying. And to let you know, in terms of the roster, the entire AEW roster page that AEW has on their website now, all of those wrestlers are in this game with just some exceptions. The only exceptions are Paul White and Mark Henry. For obvious reasons. I mean, Paul White and Mark Henry. Mark Henry's brand new to the promotion. Paul White hasn't wrestled and is seen as a commentator for now. Sean Dean also isn't in this, despite being on the AEW roster page. So I imagine he'll be in the final version. And Mel from the women's division. Mel also isn't in this game. Otherwise, every single person on the AEW roster page is in this game. I mean, you see Nick Comoroto. And one cool thing, Ryo Mizunami, who is not on the AEW roster page, is in this game. So she is the other interesting addition or kind of anomaly. So you know what? I'm gonna sign her because she's one of my favorites. So every single match here, you got 3 matches that you got to book. Here on the left, kind of in the middle, you see the different gimmicks you can use. So I've used the dice, I've used the truck. I have 2 chair shots I guess I can use. So I'm going to quickly select, let's see. I'm going to start off with, you know what? Let's start off with a singles match between Orange Cassidy and, why not, Brian Cage. Orange Cassidy versus Brian Cage. Match 2, let's try tag teams. You know what? Why not? Let's do a Young Bucks match. We got Nick. We got Matt. Oh, where did he go? It's alphabetized. I'm going to find him over here. Matt Jackson. And you get higher morale points if you book people who are actually together, like in, real AEW. And let's have them go up against Pac and Penta El Zero. Got some death triangle action going on, or 2/3 of them, so maybe a death line this time. And finally, in the main event, let's have a one-on-one match. We got to have a title match here, right? So I'm going to have Nyla Rose, the Native Beast. She's going to defend the AEW Women's Championship against Chris Statlander. And so here, let's see, I'm going to add a chair shot to one of these matches. I'm going to, who would play dirty here? I mean, Brian Cage is pretty respectful guy. So, you know what? Let's give the chair shot to Nyla Rose. That champion is still going to give something nasty to Chris Statlander. And then you can even add like little segments, pre-tapes and catering, hospitality table, backstage pull apart. And you can see it affects certain stats in the match that you choose to, attach this segment to. So you can get more viewers, you can have increased speed, increased morale. So kind of like the fist with the arrow here for contract signing. And you know what? I'm gonna give that morale boost to Chris Statlander. So I'm gonna tap in the middle. I'm gonna select my main event, and I'm gonna pull Chris Statlander over here to give her a morale boost. She's going to get a backstage promo before her match against Nyla Rose. So let's watch this play out. So this is kind of the meat of the game that you're about to see. And like I mentioned, the art is really nice. The visuals are actually quite good. Here we go. Love that. And sometimes, the camera zooms in a little bit too close, like you saw there. And I assume that's going to be fixed in the final version because you just lose sight of the wrestlers. But it looks so fun, like it looks like you're playing around with action figures kind of, and you're seeing it play out in real time on a mobile game, which is pretty neat. Oh, there's the chair shot right away. But Chris Statlander with the knee. Oh no, Beast Bomb. And I'm glad you guys got to see a finisher. So they haven't included all the finishers yet. There's still a lot of work to be done on this game in terms of the character art and adding in finishers. And, there's some glitchiness going on. And look at that morale. So my morale went down 255 points. So one of the things in this game related to morale is that you basically need to be booking as many people as you can at all times because a character loses 5 points of morale every time they're not booked in a match. So some of the match types, you have a 5-on-5. It's probably a good idea to book a 5-on-5 match if you want like your whole roster to stay happy, or maybe you don't even want to have a massive roster for that reason alone. So yeah, I'm going to continue here. And basically, this is a pretty, it's a pretty fun game. I'm looking forward to seeing the final version, which has all the character art and all of that. And speaking of 5-on-5, I'm going to be booking one of those while I keep talking to you guys. So, yeah, like I mentioned, has great art. The music is fine. Right now, there aren't any type of specialty matches. So there's no cage match, there's no pay-per-views. You're basically booking Dynamite week to week. And what is really missing from this game for me is you cannot go back and see what you booked in prior weeks. Now, I don't know if that's a feature that will be added in the finished product, but I really feel that is something that needs to be addressed, especially if you're someone who wants to build storylines, who wants to build to a particular match. But right now, if you put the game down for a few days, you forget what you were building to because you can't go back and check what you had done before. So I really hope that's going to be in the final version. The other thing is right now, there are no win-loss records. And AEW, as a company who, really pushes their win-loss records, I feel like that's something that is absolutely necessary to do and add those. Well, maybe absolutely necessary is a bit strong, but it would be a nice little feature if they could do that. You know what? Sheeta's got to be in this. Sheeta and Britt and Swole on the same team. Oh, that looks interesting. I got one more chair shot. You know what? Yeah, the doctor's going to get dirty in this game. So let's give these matches a little something here. Political campaign, leak to the dirt sheets. Now this one, when you're fighting against, in some challenge modes, you're fighting against an opposing show. You don't really see what they're booking right now, though, so you don't know what they're booking or how to book against them, but you can kind of make their TV viewership go down. Spa day. All right, spa day to 4 people. You know what? This 5-on-5 looks like we could use a spa day. So let's give a spa day to Adam Page. He deserves it. He's a cowboy, probably out there on the farm, getting dirty in the mud. Then we got Bear Bronson. You know what? Both Bear Country. I mean, those guys could probably use a spa day. They're relatively hairy. A good wax would do them well. And Brian Cage, I mean, he's a man who just takes care of himself. So I'm assuming he's already going to the spa anyway. All right, so let's watch these matches play out, and you guys can see again like how the game runs. Here we go. Oh, Bear Bronson. Oh, 5. And yeah, 5 just falls over. So that's another thing. Sometimes matches end with a character just falling over, kind of like a delayed reaction. Kind of like, like Evil Uno in that the battle royal that he had where Marco Stunt kind of gave him what did he give him? A hurricanrana on the ramp, and then he kind of just started running late and then fell over. So yeah, kind of that. Oh yeah, there you go, Cemetery Driver. That looks pretty great. Wow, Abaddon, she won that. Okay, pretty cool. Darby beat Evil Uno, and there you go. Well, that's it. That's a quick look at AEW Elite General Manager. Really looking forward to seeing the finished product. Really looking forward to seeing AEW games continue to grow as we wait for that proper console game. Honestly, I haven't played a wrestling game properly since the Nintendo 64 days. Like, I dropped out of wrestling in 2010, and it was kind of AEW. Oh no, way before that. Sorry, or in the early in the early 2000s, around the unfortunate incident of He Who Shall Not Be Named and what he did to his family. But I kind of picked it back up again with ROH, went to some live shows, checked out some Dragon Gate, then got into New Japan and all that stuff. You guys don't care about this. Anyway, AEW really brought me back to weekly televised wrestling, and I want to see them succeed, including succeed with this game. So I hope that you guys, will support this game. We'll check it out when it comes out. Hope you liked what you saw. And if you liked what you heard in this video, don't forget to like the video, click subscribe, turn on notifications. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll be looking at, more AEW Elite General Manager videos in the future. But hopefully you enjoyed this one. So till next time, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.